Well, hey there, everybody. I hope your Thursday is off to a fantastic start already. Thanks for tuning in for another real short talk with Ryan, where we are going to be continuing our conversation on stewardship, making the best use out of the things that God has given to us for His glory. And today we're going to talk about stewardship of our time, what that means and what that looks like. So Ephesians chapter 5, starting in verse 15, says, "Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise as is wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil." So we had this biblical mandate to make the best use of our time, to steward it well. God has given us all each a certain amount of time, and He says, hey, this is what you are to do with it. You're to make the best use of it. You are to use it well for my glory. And we see a couple of different things here from these verses. One, we see why we need to do it, because the days are evil. He says, hey, make the best use of your time, because there's going to be a lot of bad uses of your time. There are a lot of options available to us. Now more than ever before in history, we have all sorts of bad options available for us for how we're going to use our time. We have all sorts of ways that we can spend our time that are worthless, that are evil, that don't glorify God, that don't build up His church. He says, hey, don't do those things. You have the opportunity to, but hey, don't do those things. And we see the what we're supposed to be doing instead right before that in verse 15, where it said, don't walk as unwise, but as wise. Hey, don't walk as the unwise. Don't walk in these evil ways. Don't do all of these worthless things. Don't waste the time that you've been given, but be wise. Invest your time in the right things. Stewardship is all about how do we invest what we have been given to get the greatest return, not for our glory, but for God's glory. How are you investing your time? Are you investing your time in things that matter? Are you investing your time in your family? Are you investing your time in your friends? Are you investing your time in evangelism? Are you investing your time in worship? How are you investing that time? How are you taking what you have been given and saying, hey, I don't want to just use this to satisfy myself. Hey, I don't want to waste my life just pursuing my own happiness and pursuing my own ends. No, I want to take this time and use it responsibly. I want to be a good steward of those things for God's glory. So I want to say, hey, I've got this time, right? We've all got the same amount of time in the week. And we say, hey, how do we want to divide this up? And we know we've got certain things that we have to do, right? We've got to go to work. We've got to sleep. We've got to eat, right? We've got certain things we've got to check off. But we've also got a lot of freedom. And how am I going to invest this time? What things am I going to choose to commit to that really matter? Or am I going to make commitments to things that, hey, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't have eternal impact. And again, these are decisions that you have to make for yourself. As hopefully you are reading God's Word and you're growing closer to Him, you're going to look at your life and you're going to see, hey, this is where I'm wasting my time. Hey, this is where I can be better about investing my time in the right ways for the glory of God. So that's my encouragement for you this week as we think about stewarding our time. Just do a mental audit. Maybe you need to write it down. How am I spending my time? Am I spending my time well? Am I investing my time for the glory of God? Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you back next week for another Real Short Talk with Ryan.